And Rodney Smith was out.
Shot Smith was shoulder, and he did not participate. And then Robinson had a knee, and he was Kenny Robinson.
Yeah, we have that Rodney Smith in too. Oh, I guess you. I guess you. My fault. That's my fault. I messed it up. I had the wrong Smith. All right, well, good to see everybody. Obviously, we're excited to come back and play our first game of the year versus a really good Jets team, and really excited to be back at Bank of America playing in front of a huge crowd. And after being at the Georgia Clemson game the other night and seeing what the crowd looked like after a year of not hearing the fans, just excited to play in front of a great crowd and a lot of crowd noise and all the things that come along with the game. So, good first day of practice. I'll see what questions you guys have.
What were you looking for in practice today, and what were your observations from it?
Just a normal Wednesday. We focus on first and second down. Trying to just establish the base game plan. Thought we practiced hard, practiced well. Wasn't perfect. A lot of things we have to obviously correct going into tomorrow. But thought the guys had energy and physicality. Got a good practice in on Monday. So I think our guys are ahead in terms of knowing exactly what we're going to ask of them. I can't hear. I'm sorry. We'll have to watch the tape from practice today. It could be DJ, it could be CJ, it could be Erickson. So that's one of the battles we're still kind of battling out. We probably won't know that till Thursday. Get through Wednesday, Thursday practice. See how those guys do.
Matt, how fortunate do you feel to have that short of an injury report week one and not have a lot of lingering injuries?
Obviously, we've had a hard camp, so I think just a credit to the guys that they've worked really hard to stay healthy and be fit. Be healthy. We've lost some guys along the way that we cared a great deal about and thought we're going to be part of the team too. But we are where we are right now, and I think our guys are kind of hitting their stride physically. Hopefully, it'd be great conditioning. It could be hot on Sunday, so conditioning, hydration, all those things will be the next things we have to handle.
Would you prefer not to use DJ as a returner, given what he means to you?
I'd prefer to use him situationally. I prefer to use him in crucial return situations. That being said, we have to use the players that we have. And, Alex, he's had punt returns for touchdowns in the National Football League. CJ's done it, so I have confidence it's just going to be a numbers game of who's up.
Matt, this would be a lot made of Sam, playing the Jets as a forward team. As you look back now, you've had him for a while, what areas have you seen him progress the most in? Where does he still need to work on? And what is your confidence level in the season?
Well, I'm confident in Sam. I'm confident in him like I am with all of our other players. I trust our players to go out and play and win. I think Sam's, he's come a long way, just because it was his first time being here. I think the thing he needs to do is he just needs to play, right? He's got to weather the highs and lows of a game, the highs and lows of a season. You're going to have good games. You're going to have bad games. I remember when I was at the Giants, we played Tampa Bay, and I think Eli had 3, 4, 5 interceptions in the first half and ended up throwing for 500 yards and winning. The great quarterbacks just overcome things that happen. And so Sam's a young player, first time, with us in our system. I just want him to trust his teammates and trust himself and go play. Sam will play well on Sunday.
You've been pretty even keel so far for getting prepared to play this former team. Have you seen any interesting observations or interactions with him this week as he's preparing to play the Jets?
Not really. He's the same guy every day. Works hard. He's in here early. He's a grinder. He's out on the field early. Stays late. So, I would if like for any game, I always just believe if we prepare any differently for one game opposed to the others, if we prepare more for one game than any other game, then we didn't prepare enough for those other games. So we're looking for guys that are, going to just, dive in and relentlessly try to find any edge to win. And so, I'm sure Sam, like everyone else, is doing that.
Matt, with Christian, you were very cautious in the preseason. You throw him into the deep end of the pool immediately and just right back to full workload? Yeah, and the cautious is probably the right term. I just look at it like it's not even about not getting hurt. It's just the accumulate. He's going to take so many hits. So just saving those hits up for the season, Now we do hit him in practice and thud him in practice, and he needs some contact. But I think Christian's full speed and ready to go mentally, physically, in every way, and we're going to put him out there and play him.
Casey said on Monday that, at least from the feedback he's gotten, he's worked on his, grabbiness, things of that nature, being physical. When it comes to playing in coverage and the joint practices help with that. How much of that have you noticed in terms of his game progressing in that manner?
Yeah, I don't have any issue with JC grabbing. I think he's moving his feet and sliding and playing really good man coverage. So, like any rookie, there'll be some, there'll be some moments where you have a call go against you. I don't care. I want JC Horn to go out there and play really aggressive, and we're going to be an aggressive team, and we don't want stupid penalties, but we're gonna play hard and play physical.
Since he went out there by himself, since he came in and got settled, how's Santos have been looking? Is he giving you what you're looking for in practice?
Yeah. I mean, he's been consistent in practice. So is Everly. They just learning the operation. Just want to be really consistent out to 50. I want to be reliable out to 50 and just reasonable beyond. But out to 50 yards, I want to know that we can go out there and we're going to be really reliable. And I think he's done a good job of that. So, I feel really good about him. He's got the right mentality and sentiment. Approach to the game.
Matt, how challenging is it to face a rookie quarterback in his first start? In other words, you don't have a whole lot of tape on him, on Zach Wilson, and how do you approach that? What do you look at?
I think it's really about the system. We really don't know what they're going to do. They've been, they come out of, Matt LaFleur comes out of the LaFleur brothers, Mike and Matt. They come out of Shanahan's system. Sean McVay, all those guys. They do such a great job of running that wide zone system with all the complementary things. A lot of college type offensive things, speed sweeps, turbo motions, RPOs. There's a lot. And so we just don't know what we're going to see. So we're defending, 3 preseason games. We're defending 17 games last year at the 49ers. Obviously, Zach's a tremendously talented quarterback. He's looked great in the preseason. He's a winner. He's a gamer. So for us, it's really about us just being really sound to what we do. And we do a lot of different things defensively. We go from 4 down to 3 down to a bunch of stuff as well. So we have to make sure that everyone knows what they're doing in our assignments and go from there.
Matt, how does Royce's signing affect Chuba Hubbard's role?
It doesn't. Yeah, Chuba's got that. I think Royce is coming in fighting for that third tailback spot, at least for right now, and then we'll see how things go as they move forward. I think part of the hope is that he could help as a pass protector.
I think you guys went to Zach's pro day. What do you remember about kind of your study and heading?
Yeah, Joe and Scott did. I didn't go. I think at that point we kind of knew he was probably going to be the second pick. But we studied him a lot, and obviously elite arm talent. You loved his demeanor, personality. Can make all the throws. Can move around in the pocket. Really, really smart. Has a pure motion. So, he's got all the tools to be a great quarterback.
Matt, you guys talked a lot throughout the offseason and even last year about versatile guys on defense. As you look at Brian Burns going into this season, is there kind of more he can do or areas you think he can get better at?
Well, I just think he's like Chin was last year. He's a positionless player. We actually have a meeting with Al and with Don, so he's a linebacker and a D lineman. So he lets us get to our 3-down package without having to substitute personnel. Last year he'd go out to the field, and this year he can play the inside backer position. He can cover backs out of the backfield, so he can play. He can slide out and be a field outside backer. He can be our inside backer in the 3-down, and he can be a defensive end in our 4-down. So that gives us tremendous versatility without having to change personnel and let the defense know what we're going to be in.
How rare is that for a guy his age to be able to do so many different things?
He's rare in every way. He's a special talent, and he's unbelievably smart and detailed. Tremendous recall, and so that's fun as a coach. The coaches, I think, they really enjoy coaching him.
You mentioned Jeremy. What's the next step in his career and his development? And whatever that is it harder with him playing 2 spots potentially, or is it easy?
I think he's smart enough to do different things. I think the biggest change is when you're back there. There's last year, if he made a mistake, there was someone back there making him right. Now that he's back there, there's one bad call, one bad step, one bad key, and all of a sudden it's a touchdown. So there's a whole lot more responsibility being back there than there is being up 5 yards from the football. And so just that attention to detail. And again, this offense, with the turbo motions, with just changing strength and all the different things that they do, it can challenge you. And so he just has to be really locked in and keyed in. We don't want to take away his aggressiveness, but he also has to understand that there's no one behind him but the official. So.
As you prepare for these tests, what are some of the things that they do well as a team that you guys have to prepare
Well, obviously they're really, really talented on defense. They've drafted well. They're strong up the middle. You have Fadakasi and Quinton Williams, C.J. Mosley, Marcus May. I mean, you have just like I was looking. In football to me, you want to be strong inside, and they're strong up the middle. They signed Shaq Lawson. They're going to have a good pass rush. They've got young guys outside who can run. And the biggest thing is, Coach Sala, Coach Ulbrich, they're going to play hard. They're going to be physical. They have good pressure packages, so there'll be a lot defensively, schematically to handle. But they're going to run and hit and be physical. And offensively, obviously the young quarterback who's got a dynamic way about him. Big, powerful offensive line. Mekhi Becton, running wide zone behind him is going to be a challenge. They've got good backs. And Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Jamison Crowder, they've got really good wideouts. They've done a nice job with Tyler Croft this preseason. Wesco's been a good fullback. So, to me, they have balance. Coming out of that Coach Shanahan system, it's going to be 50-50 run pass. They're going to fall forward, be in 2nd and 6, 3rd and 4, convert first downs. It'll be a grinded physical game, and that's the type of team I respect, and I know Coach Sala will have them there.
What have you seen from the offensive line today, especially with the change from Dennis going from right to left and the continuity along that front?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they practiced well. Pads on, run game, pass protections today. I thought all looked good. They're going to have to get out there and play and do it in the game, at the end of the day. And they're doing it versus a really good defensive line. You've got physical players. So that'll be, one of the key matchups, to me is the two lines, offensive and defensive lines on both sides of the ball going against each other. And, but I have confidence in our guys. I know there's been a lot of questions about our guys. I have confidence in our guys that they'll play well.
Matt, what did you learn about this offense without Christian?
That's really the only offense I know. I didn't have any chances to have Christian out there. I know when we had Christian, we usually scored 30 points. But I think we're just so different now. We've really evolved. Went from one offense to kind of who we are now. And I know Christian's anxious to get out there, but so is DJ, so is Robbie, so is Terrace. I'm anxious to see Ian Thomas and Dan Arnold and so many more. So, but I believe Christian's going to have a really strong season, and I think we have to get him involved early this week.
How do you feel like Etor's developed over the last few weeks? Do you see him on a rotational role with Morgan?
Yeah, Morgan will start. Etor will play a ton. We have different packages where Etor will play. Etor to me is a guy who can be a 5 technique, can be a sub 3, can play in the 3 down, can be a 4-eye. So he brings a lot of versatility, and he's made it through camp. Last year the issue was just kind of getting banged up. He's made it through camp strong. He looks great, playing hard. So I think you'll see a lot of Etor playing.
Do you think Morgan has the same versatility as Etor?
Yeah, to me they're very similar.
Christian, can this game really set the tone for the season this Sunday?
Yeah, well, I mean, you sure like to win. We've worked really hard. That would feel good. But to me, like, if we win the game, then we're gonna come in the locker room and say, hey, come in tomorrow. We're gonna go through all the things we did well and didn't do well. And if we lose a game, we come in after the game and we say, hey, here's things we didn't do well. To me, we're all about trying to go 1-0 a week and improve. And so, I'm just not a momentum guy. I'm like, hey, what do we do today? Like, I'm gonna go up and watch this tape and how can we get better for tomorrow? So, but I know our guys want to win. I know how much they've put into it, but I also know the Jets have worked really hard too, and they want to win. So it's going to come down to who plays the best, and we got to do everything we can to play the best, to handle the heat, to take advantage of our opportunities, and see if all the work we've put in, how far we've come and how far we've grown. So I expect us to play well. I expect us to play well for the 60 minutes of the game, handle the highs and lows.
Everybody good?
How have you seen your rookies make it through the preseason, and right now they're getting up ready for their first week? How have you seen them physically, getting ready for this game this open week?
Yeah, no issues with them physically. I think they've all done a good job. I think the key is going to be like handling 17 weeks of this. This is a grind, and as I said before, a lot of them didn't have a full off season the year before. So, but we try to introduce processes to these guys. Of taking care of themselves, of using the pool, of using chiropractic work, of using soft tissue work, of taking care of yourself at a high level, what you eat, all those things that the veteran players do. Just really trying to inundate our rookies with that, and if they want to be great, that's great happens outside the building. It doesn't happen in the building. So I'm trying to get them to be great, when they leave here and taking care of themselves. So that they've done a good job so far. It's just about handling it through the the long, long, long procession of the season.
I know you got
This is the last one.
3 games on the turf, and 2 games on the turf in preseason. Really extra work with your turf to make sure that you're ready for a real game day as far as that goes.
Not really. I mean, we've been on it. You know, we'll stay on the grass when we can. We practice in the if it rained or something, we go in the bubble. But we'll just go on the field and practice, and then be ready for the game on Sunday.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
practice here, just thoughts going into this week. And I know you said you're going to probably try and treat it like any other game. It's not any other game.
But it is. No, honestly, I mean, we're all excited in the locker room to just play football. You know, play in front of a crowd, especially here in Charlotte. Just to have the fans back, first of all, I think that's amazing, and we've all been looking forward to it for a really long time. And yeah, I'm excited to play the Jets and, you know, see what this football team can do. You know, I'm excited to you know, just play consistent and you know, play within myself.
Sam, is there any part of you that wants to also, I don't know, is there any part of you that wants to show them, listen, you gave up on me too early? Any part of you that has some extra food?
No, I mean, my job is to go out there and play good football, and that's all I'm thinking about.
Where do you think you've improved most since the last season?
Yeah, I think, you know, just learning from some of the mistakes that I made last year and the years prior, and just building on that. I think that's the biggest thing. And then keeping calm feet in the pocket and making sure that translates not only to practice but on the field during the game.
What regrets do you have, if any, about your time there?
I mean, I don't know if I have any regrets. I mean, you know, obviously things didn't go our way. You know, wish we would have won more games. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, I mean, I met a lot of great people there in New York. Have a lot of great friends that are still with the organization. So yeah, I don't regret anything.
Sam, after all this time, back here, sorry.
Yep.
Does it feel like you're the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers? I mean, after spending so much time with the Jets and you were the guy there, it's only been a short time here, but do you have the feel of the command of being one of the leaders on this team?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's fun to go out to practice every single day with my teammates, and the coaches here have been amazing. Again, like I say, I feel like every interview, but the people in Carolina, in Charlotte, have been amazing. So, you know, it's starting to feel like home, and yeah, it's been great.
Sam, with that kind of feeling like you're home and a fresh start, has that translated to how you approach the game, how you're able to maybe relax more in practice and games, do you think?
I mean, I think for me, it's just going back to the basics, making sure that, you know, I'm sticking with my reads and understanding coverages and different checks that we have. So I think it's playing football, but, you know, I think, you know, for me, it's going back to what I do best, and that's just relaxing, playing football, and making sure, like I said in the beginning, that the game comes to me.
How much will Sunday kind of feel like you're closing one book with your time with the Jets and opening another here in Carolina?
I mean, you know, throughout OTAs and training camp, it's kind of been feeling like, you know, I've been opening a new book this whole time. So I think just the start of the season is, I guess, kind of that next chapter for us, and we're excited to go out there and play.
The prevailing feeling from people like us in this room was that you didn't have enough playmakers, you didn't have enough protection in New York. Do you agree with that assessment?
No, I think, you know, I didn't do my job to the best of my ability. I think that's really all there is to it.
Sam, do you fully appreciate Christian McCaffrey? And the reason I ask that is because you haven't actually played with him in a real game, or really even in a preseason game. You've seen him all in practice. So I wonder if you could describe a little what makes him different from your average NFL running back.
Yeah, I mean, Christian's a special player, a special leader too. You know, off the field, he's a great dude, and someone that a lot of the guys look up to, and that's a really good thing because he's great off the field. You know, he works super hard, and you know what you're going to get every single day, and that consistency is huge. You know, from a leader and from such a great player like Christian, you know, it's important that you have consistency there.
Jets aside, is there a different level of energy that comes with preparing for actual regular season game now in practice and among the players in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, we're all excited to just kick things off here. You know, it's been a long time. Like I said before, I think, you know, having fans back brings a whole other element that obviously we didn't have last year. So everyone's just excited to get going.
What about your family? Have they been, like, any pressure from them? Like, what's been the talk from them?
No, I mean, I got quite a few people coming to the game, but besides that, no, I mean, no pressure from them.
Sam, I know there's been a lot of changes, obviously, with the Jets and the coach, and a lot of guys are gone on defense. But what do you know about them defensively? What do you see of them so far?
Yeah, I mean, they're sound. They got really good players up front. really all around the defense, they got good players, but up front, stopping the run, their secondary has been really good so far. But yeah, it's just I feel like week one, you see some things in the preseason, and but I feel like a whole other package kind of gets released, I guess I could say, on week one of the regular season. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Stan, how well do you know Zach? I feel like someone said maybe you guys had met before out in California.
Mhm.
Quarterback. Do you-
Yeah, I've met Zach a couple times. He's a great guy, great dude, and I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
What was the deal like? Where'd you meet, and kind of what was your kind of first impression?
I mean, we just met. I was training out in Orange County, and I met him. I think I actually met him a few years ago when he was training, when he was trying to become the starter at BYU, and I think I was about to be a rookie or maybe going into my second year. So we crossed paths there. But yeah, I met him while he was getting ready for the draft this past year.
You said you didn't do the job or didn't get the job done in New York. What makes you feel more equipped or equipped to do that job better here?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said before, just the experience helps always. And just, learning from what I did in the past. I think that's the biggest thing.
Shake up at the beginning of the week at offensive line with John Miller out
Yeah.
and then having Bailey now come in and move to an opposite side. What have you seen from them? How have they responded to that change?
Yeah, Dennis he's been doing good for us so far. But yeah, it's just, adjusting to it, making sure we adapt, and that's pretty much it.
Sam, for you, what's the biggest thing on a game that it gets you going? Is it that first completion? Is it the audibles? Is it you talk about getting your feet settled? What's something this Sunday that you're looking at as that check mark that really gets you going?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a couple things. I don't know. I think sometimes the first completion's good. I don't know if Coach Rhule is going to like this, but maybe feeling a hit, not necessarily getting leveled, but feeling a little hit might be good, kind of settle you into the game. So those two things, I think.
Sam, when it comes to cutting down turnovers for you individually,
Mhm.
this is an offense, like what, in terms of those basics that you're going back to, will help you with that, do you think, this year?
Yeah, I think taking what the defense gives me. I think that's the biggest thing, and along with that, like I said before, it's staying within myself when the game come to me.
A couple more guys.
Have you looked forward to this week, or is part of you dread?
No, I think I've done this my whole life. I try not to look past today, honestly. Now that practice is over, I'm going to go watch practice and then start to get ready for third down tomorrow. So that's just kind of how my mind works. Now that game week's here, obviously it starts to feel real. So I guess, but yeah, I haven't really, when we were in training camp, I wasn't looking past one day in training camp, and I was taking everything one day at a time, and just going to continue to do that.
But this particular week, are you at a funny response when someone asked you when the schedule came out and you said something that you thought it was, intentional? And how have you been able, can you treat it like every other week?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a certain defense, Robert Saleh defense, and we're preparing for it. That's pretty much it.
Guys all good? Sam, what do you have here in Carolina that maybe you didn't have in New York? I mean, weapon-wise, people around you, coaching. What are some things that maybe you have benefited from having here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little warmer here. I think that's a big thing, but that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean the excitement's real. I mean it's been a long time for everyone. I think I think we're all just ready to go out there and start playing.
But what about you personally? Does it feel different than maybe last year?
I just try to approach it all the same. I mean obviously I'm extremely excited, but just taking it one day at a time and making sure we get through these practices and these meetings and address all the things we have to address, and then Sunday just let it loose.
Sam said he might need one big hit or one hit to help him kind of settle in. Is that something you feel like you need to kind of settle in because you haven't really been hit in a while?
Hopefully you don't get hit. I mean that's the goal. No, I mean obviously it's always the first hit of the game kind of gets you going a little bit. But we practice really physical. We had 2 joint practices and had a lot of contact in those, and our team practiced really hard, but nothing like live football. So we're excited just for live bullets.
There was a change up that offensive line with John Miller being out. What have you seen from that as they prepare with David now back in that role?
Yeah, it's always nice having depth. Dennis is a guy who's played a lot of football for us. He started in games, so he's jumping right in there and getting after it. And I know we do our best to hold it down for Johnny while he's gone, and our prayers and thoughts go out to him.
Did what happened last year create any kind of sense of, not fear, but just any trepidation based off of your body kind of not responding the way you wanted it to?
No.
Guys, all good? Christian, you spoken to Sam about this week. Obviously, this is a different type of week where he's facing some more team traded. Have you talked to him about this week, and what were his emotions this week in terms of being on the field?
Yeah, obviously it's a storyline with the past, but he's done such a great job just focusing on this week. That's what we're all doing, just taking it one day at a time. And obviously we scout them, but at the end of the day, it's about us and us going out there and executing as a team. So that's been the emphasis for us.
Has he talked to you guys about it at all?
I mean, there's some personnel things that he's mentioned. We got a lot of guys who have come from the Jets, so you want to scout as much as you can and figure everything out. But on game day, there's always going to be some stuff maybe you didn't see on tape. Obviously, they have a new coach, new staff who do a great job. So it's just you're never really done preparing. It's up until the last whistle. You're getting feedback from your coaches on the sideline of the game, and watching any last-minute tape you have to watch, and going out there and doing the best to execute.
What have you seen him improve most since he's been?
Well, I think, obviously he's done such a good job of putting the ball in the right place and just getting comfortable in the system. He knows the system extremely well. It's really just about, whoever he throws it to, we got to catch the ball and do what we do best with the ball in our hands. And, it's a team game. O-line's got to step up and block a really good front, and I got to do a good job when the ball's in my hands, making people miss and, falling forward and all that stuff. And receivers got to do their job. So, it's a long answer, but we got to all rally around each other and play good team football.
When Joe Brady and Matt Rhule say this is a completely different offense from last year, what do you think they mean?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I think they would probably explain what they mean better than me. I just know, I know the playbook and going to do my best to go out there and execute.
Sam said he wants to get hit to get in the field again without getting level. Do you kind of take a similar mentality that week one, especially having not really played in the preseason?
Yeah, I think I mentioned that earlier. But just, yeah, I mean, you never want to get hit, but it's always, that first hit, get it out the way and get going.
In the second season with Joe and this offense, even though you weren't able to be a part of it as much as you wanted on Sundays, how much more of a grasp do you guys have of it, and does that allow you to add more to it since you guys are in it for a full off season?
Yeah, there's always something to be said about experience. I think, you're always learning more about your teammates and what we do best, and just learning kind of what the coach is like as well. So really, we just take it day by day, and we have the game plan. And like I said, we don't call the plays. We got to make the plays work.
So you're pretty confident in your ability. Have you looked at this break being more optimistic for your performance this season?
Say it again. Sorry, one more time.
Certainly, you're pretty confident athlete. Do you feel even more optimistic about your success given the time off that you've had to prepare for this year?
Yeah, I think, preparation is the biggest thing. You got to prepare extremely hard to feel confident on game day. And, we talk about having humble confidence, and that's respecting your opponent and understanding that they're professional football players who are really good at what they do as well, and preparing as hard as you can so that come Sunday, you can just put your nose to the grindstone and let it flow.
But have you thought that you might be even better because of the break that you've had more energy?
I definitely feel good.
Yeah.
What's the next step for Jeremy Chin?
I think the sky's the limit for him. I think obviously you look at what he did last year, but the best part about him is he doesn't focus on anything that happened in the past. He's every day the same guy and constantly working to improve, and that's when you have a special player.
Christian, what excites you the most about the personnel and offense? I mean, with Sam's new, Shashai's new, Chuba's new, Terrace's new. I mean, what excites you the most about that, about your side of football?
Yeah, I mean, we have the pieces. It's just about going and putting them together, and I think that's what football is. Everybody has the pieces. That's why they're in the NFL. So it's about just going back to fundamentals and all coming together and playing good team football.
There's a lot of lead up to week one of the regular season as a leader on the team, and this being a young team. What's the energy at practice? What's the energy in the locker room, and the level of excitement amongst the team?
Yeah, the energy's great. That's for sure. You can feel it in the locker room, especially after practice, before practice. Guys love being in the building, and I think that's really important.
Are you talking to the young guys? Because a lot of the guys didn't experience Bank of America Stadium with full fans, and are you speaking to them about what they can expect on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it's when we have a packed house, there's nothing like it. So we're obviously excited for fans to come out here and be extremely loud, get that home field advantage for sure. But to the young guys, we just tell them to keep it simple. They're here for a reason, and once the whistle blows, it's all football. We kind of have to block everything else out and focus on doing our job.
Christian, what do you know about this Jets defense? Pretty solid against the run last year.
Yeah, they're really good. They're big up front. They play hard. They play fast. They're good at setting edges. They're a good run defense. Obviously, they have some experience in there at their linebacker position. A couple young guys, but they play really well. They play fast. Run to the football well, and we've played against the Niners in the past and kind of know. Obviously they can bring stuff new all the time, but that got a lot of respect for that coach and the defenses that he's coached. So it's always a challenge every week, and so it's no different this week.
A couple more guys.
How difficult is it to study a coach when you don't really have a blueprint to go off of in terms of that coach with that particular personnel?
Yeah, there's always difficulties every week. No team always shows the same stuff. So, like you said, game one, you're going to have to figure it out a little bit. That's why it's really important that we execute what we do at a high level. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of tape that we look at. We'll know Sunday if it's helpful or not.
All right. Thank you, guys.
You've always,
You're good. Yeah, last question, Mike.
you've always told us you don't take a day in this league for granted. And after the season that you went through and endured last year, any additional appreciation for this particular opening day for you personally?
Yeah, I think, the best part about football is the guys, your teammates in the locker room and going out to practice. And you got a group of guys who have worked extremely hard to accomplish a goal. And now the season's here, and that's the stuff you don't take for granted, And then Sunday's the fun part. You put all the work in, and now you just go and, let it roll. So, definitely don't take anything for granted for sure. This is a special league, and if you have the ability and the opportunity to play in it, you definitely appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.